This right here is my high mileage EP3 Type R, and although it starts and runs, it's not exactly the healthiest.
And although this car looks like it's good from the outside, it's got some hidden secrets underneath, and it's done 221,000 miles. And there is a few issues with this engine which we found out in the last video.
So luckily I've been sent out this, the X-Tool Smart Diagnostic System, the D7, and we're going to use it today to see if we can actually decide what is actually wrong with my Civic.
But before we dive into those problems, there's one other little job that I need to get sorted just before we start it.
So how much better is the front of this looking? Now I've repainted it, it looks so much cleaner. Yes, all the rust is pretty much gone. I've actually got two new bumper mount brackets, which we can also get on today, which are in this box right here. I found two brand new ones. For reference, here's the new one, and here's the old one, and they had absolutely had it.
And with just two 13mm bolts, they're easily fitted, and what a difference it actually makes. Which now we can actually move on to the bigger problems. And with this engine bay, yes, it's done 221,000 miles, but it looks like it's led a pretty hard life.
So I think now is about time we get the OBD reader connected up to the car, find out exactly what is wrong with this engine, and then hopefully we can get it running smoothly again. So I've now got my new X-Tool OBD reader connected up, and if you guys haven't got one and you want one of these, I'll leave a link down below so you can go check them out and get yourself one. But we are going to, I apologise about the glare, it's awful, but we are going to run an OBD scan, see what it comes out as, and then fingers crossed we can find out what the issue is, fix it, make this car run smoothly, and then I can actually drive it again until I get the rust fixed. So that is going to come, don't worry. Loads of people have been saying, why am I getting everything else fixed and not focusing on the rust? I can't get it into places straight away. Around here there isn't that many places where they do rebuilds of cars, so it's quite difficult and there's quite a long wait time to get it all fitted in. So it will come, it's just a bit of a slow process, but we are waiting. As you can see, it is auto scanning. There's a throttle position sensor, which I think I might need to get recoded. I don't know, because I have fitted a new one of them. It says knock sensor circuit, which is good because down here we have a new knock sensor, so we'll get that fitted. And then it's saying system 2 lean bank 1, O2 heater sensor, bank 1 sensor 2. So I think first things first, we'll get that knock sensor fitted and then clear the codes, see how it runs, take it out for a little drive, and then see if it's any better. And then we've also got some new brakes of it because the front ones are horrendous. They've got like no pad left and the discs are chewed to hell. So yeah, we'll get them changed. But first off, let's get the car up on ramps, get this knock sensor changed, and then fingers crossed it makes it run a bit smoother. To get to the knock sensor, it is below the inlet manifold, and there is, I don't know if you can see it, there's, just trust me, there's a plug down there, and then the sensor is plugged into the block. So it looks like we need to get a rather big deep reach socket to get in there, but I'm gonna have to go from underneath the car somewhere over there in order to try and get this out and replaced. So let's give it a go. How hard can it be?
So in the end, I found it much easier just to disconnect the top part of the radiator, and then I can get my hand in. Saves me having to go underneath the car, fiddle around, and not really be able to see what I'm doing.
So in the end, taking off the radiator or loosening it made it a hell of a lot easier to get this out, but I've noticed one thing, that this is completely different to one that I have over here. As you can see, this one has a green tip, this one has a black connector, and the connector size differences are huge. So it looks like I'm gonna have to go and buy another original one to hopefully fit in there and then hopefully make this engine run smooth, because that is not gonna fit. So whilst I now wait for the new knock sensor to arrive, I think we move on to the next job that I wanted to do, and that was changing the brakes over, because the ones on the front of the car at the minute are absolutely toast. We have a humongous lip on there, and there's next to no brake pad left whatsoever. However, on the rear of the car, they've got drilled and grooved discs, and they look alright, and there's actually some decent pad left on there. And the brakes that I've gone for are M-Tech brakes, which I always go for on all my cars. As you can see here, they are drilled and grooved, gone for Mintex pads, and they've always been really good. They've always been really strong. On here, they'll be perfect. So let's get these ones onto the car.
And now if you're looking to get a good set of discs and pads for your car, I would really recommend M-Tech. No, I'm not sponsored by them, but I always use them on my cars, and they're really, really good.
And there we have it. You can see that these discs have absolutely had it. I don't know if you can see the lip on there, but that is huge. So it'd be good to get these changed over. And then I might try and refurbish this and get a new knuckle, because that is quite rusty under there. Again, that's a job for another day. We need to get these discs off. Hopefully it won't be too bad. And then we can have a bit more stop and power on the front, and it doesn't feel like the pedal just goes nowhere. So yeah, let's whip these off, get the new ones on. Fingers crossed, it won't take too long. So that was the easiest caliper carrier and caliper I've ever taken off on any car before. It was a bit of a tip because I forgot to press record, but anyway, look at the state of them pads. Good job I am changing them because they've literally got nothing left on them whatsoever. So I am at this stage now. The caliper is off, the carrier is off here, the pads are out. We just need to get this disc off, but it's got the Phillips head bolts holding it in, which are always a pain in the ass to get out. I'll try and get them out. If not, we're gonna have to drill them out, I think, just to get these changed over. And then I don't think I'll put them back in. I'll put some different bolts in just because of ease. Like if I need to change them again, because they are an absolute pain. We actually have success. I thought I'd have to get a drill in it, but I've managed to find a bit in one of my things, and that one has come out nicely. Let's see if this one does as well. Hang on. And nope, of course it doesn't. It is rounded. Brilliant. This video just isn't going to plan today, which I do apologise for. Just keep on having problems at each hurdle, it seems like, because that one is completely rounded off and I don't have the tool to do an extraction, so I need to order that, get that to come, and then we'll get that out.
So make sure you stick around to the end of the video to find out if we did manage to change the discs and pads, but for the time being, let's get this new knock sensor installed.
It is now on. I just need to reattach the radiator, clear the codes, start the engine up. Fingers crossed it works. So I changed the throttle position sensor a few weeks ago, but I forgot to reset it. So I've just found the program on here. I've managed to reset it. I'm gonna leave the car idling for about 10 minutes and then come back, take it out for a drive, see if it makes a difference.
But before we can take it out for a drive, we need to make sure we've got some brakes connected up, which currently we do not. And now the extraction tool has arrived. We can now get the new discs on, get the new pads on, which will finally allow this car to actually stop properly. And if you've never changed discs and pads on your car before, it's well worth learning, it's well worth doing yourself because it can save you so much money. And now all we need to do is just get the wheel back on.
We have the new discs on the car. What an absolute pain in the ass that was. I'm going to get the car onto the ground now. And then because I've changed the TPS and the knock sensor, I'm going to take it out for a drive, see if it drives any better because it was driving pretty lumpy before. And if not, then we'll need to go other ways of finding out what is actually wrong with this car. But I'll get the car on the floor. We'll get it rebuilt up a little bit, tidy all this up, and then go out for a little drive.
And if you haven't already, all I'm going to ask you to do is hit that subscribe button, give us a like and comment anything down below. It will help more than you can imagine.
Right, let's take it out for a little spin just to see what it's like. So far, throttle response seems to be not too bad, I suppose. Before, like low RPM, it was like really boggy, if that makes sense. It seems like it's sitting extremely low. It's like sitting at like 600 RPM, which I don't know if it's normal or not, but let's go. Too bad. I didn't take it right up to the red line. Last time it was right up to the red line, then it went it's better. It didn't do that before. Well, we could have an improvement on our hands here, boys. So my conclusion from that is that the car is running a hell of a lot better. I can use literally all of the revs, and so far it is idling a lot better. It's not overheating, all the temperatures are good. As you can see, we still have the engine warning light on, but I think that's because it is decat. But I've got the new 4-to-1 manifold to go on, so that should be good. But yeah, for the minute, I'm quite happy with that. We'll take it home, strip it apart again, start trying to install this manifold. And there we have it, the Civic is back up and running the way it should be. We managed to get the TPS sensor all programmed in, that is good. We managed to change the knock sensor, eventually we changed the brake discs as well, so it actually stops properly now as well. And now the car runs properly, it is going in the right direction. So I'm going to call the video a day here, but in the next video we're going to be stripping down the engine again, we're going to be changing the rocker cover and installing a 4-to-1 manifold. So if you're looking forward to that, then make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Let's try and hit 2,000 followers, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.